Shades of Grey, the Season 2 finale of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Commander Riker lies unconscious in sickbay after being attacked on an unexplored planet. Dr. Pulaski and Counselor Troi stand over him, trying to revive him. For the next 30 minutes, Riker dreams in the form of footage from previous episodes. That's it. That's the episode. The season finale. A clip show. Piece of shit. Terrible. Just terrible. Worst we ever did. We didn't like doing it. That's what the people who made the episode said about it afterward. And they made it anyway. Why? How Star Trek spent its way into its worst episode. Professional television runs on a simple financial rule. Ambitious episodes create budget debt, and cheaper episodes pay it back. In the industry, these are called bottle episodes. Productions that stay inside existing sets, use regular cast, and avoid effects-heavy sequences. The Next Generation used them deliberately throughout its run. Every expensive new world or alien fleet came with a corresponding episode that cost almost nothing to produce. Season 2 never built that balance into its schedule. Before filming began, the 1988 Writers Guild strike shortened the season and threw the script pipeline into chaos. The season premiere itself was adapted from an abandoned Star Trek Phase 2 script written years earlier. Normal planning never recovered. Then, the spending started. Episode 3. Elementary Dear Data. An entire Victorian London street built from scratch on a soundstage. Indoors. Period costumes. Sets and wardrobe ambitious enough to earn the episode 2 Emmy nominations in 1989. By the third episode of the season, Paramount was already nervous enough to push for cutting a shooting day to save $60,000. Director Rob Bowman pushed back furiously. The episode was still expensive. Then episode 16, Q Who? The Borg's first full appearance in the Star Trek universe. If you've seen our video on Borg production history, you know how deliberately the Borg were engineered to be cost-effective. Every savings the production could find, they found. And Q Who was still too expensive. 2 major overruns, 13 episodes apart. Whatever savings existed elsewhere in the season wasn't enough to offset them. By the time Paramount totaled the books, the debt was too large to recover through normal production. Paramount called it in. With 6 episodes remaining, there wasn't enough runway to write, cast, and produce a proper bottle episode from scratch. A new script takes weeks. A clip show takes days. Shades of Grey had to be shot in 3 days instead of the standard 7. The only new location was a brief outdoor scene in which a hissing alien vine attacks LaForge and Data as they try to determine what injured Riker. That vine was possibly the most expensive new production element in the entire episode. Everything else was footage they'd already paid for. Here's what the people responsible said about it publicly afterward. Maurice Hurley, head writer and showrunner. Piece of shit. It was supposed to be a bottle show. Terrible. Just terrible. A way to save money. I was on the way out the door. It was his final episode as head writer. He already knew he was leaving. Director Rob Bowman. It was Paramount saying, "We gave you more money for Elementary Dear Data and the Borg show. Now do us a favor and give us a 3-day show." So that's what you do. It's an accepted part of the medium. Producer David Livingston. We didn't like doing it, but Paramount said, "Hey, you gotta save us some money." Producer Peter Lauritsen. I think probably the worst we ever did. It was like, never again. 4 people, 4 different jobs, all saying the same thing on record. On its original broadcast, Shades of Grey drew 9.8 million viewers, the highest-rated episode since Samaritan Snare, earlier that same season. And that episode had Packlets. The episode still pulled in viewers, but the production never forgot. There has never been another episode like it in Star Trek history, before or since. No production ever again tried to pass off an entire episode of clip footage as a season finale. 3 seasons later, TNG produced The Drumhead, a bottle episode done right, planned deliberately, 1 conference room, Patrick Stewart opposite a Hollywood legend. It came in $250,000 under budget and is considered one of the finest hours in the franchise. An extra cheap clip show for a season finale, caused by a writer's strike, a shortened season, and 2 expensive productions without enough savings to offset them. The cost of an entire Victorian London street and the Borg's debut came due in 3 days. 1 sickbay set, less than 15 minutes of new dialogue, and 30 minutes of footage they'd already paid for. And a hissing fine. Thanks for watching Latinum Budgets. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe and check out our other videos.